It's hard to believe we are over halfway through the first season of House of the Dragon, which is a top contender for my favorite show of 2022. For those of you new here, this is a spoiler-heavy preview breakdown where nothing is off limits, kinda like a Targaryen marriage. If you want non-spoiler content, check out my episode breakdowns, which are filled with cool details, Game of Thrones Easter eggs, and nerdy lore. But for now, make sure to like and subscribe, we have a juicy preview to sink our teeth into. Here we can see two Valyrian soldiers preparing the casket of Laena Velaryon, who we know last episode ordered her dragon Vhagar to turn her into a crispy skeleton. One of the things I like about this is seeing how funerals differ from house to house. The Targaryens had Emma's body burned by a dragon in a funeral pile, while here on Driftmark they're dropped in the ocean. Her casket is emblazoned with the Valyrian seahorse emblem, and there's some excellent craftsmanship, especially around the face. There's no mention of her funeral in the book, however it is said Rhaenyra came to Daemon's aid and comforted him in his grief. Now in this preview there's no clearly visible image of Daemon or his daughters attending this funeral. However, in the Season 1 trailer, we get this image and it appears this is them over here. Notably absent, and someone who we haven't seen yet, is Alicent and Viserys' fourth child, Daeron, Queen Alicent's favorite. This could be because in the book, he's a cupbearer and squire to Lord Hightower in Oldtown. However, considering we'll be seeing Otto Hightower again, it's totally possible he may have joined with him upon their return. Listen to what Corlys says here.
What is this brief mortal life, if not the pursuit of legacy?
Corlys hints at one of the main motivating factors for many of our characters, legacy, and what better time to bring up legacy than at a funeral? You'll recall King Viserys asking his hand what his legacy will be. Will they sing songs of him or forget him? And my guess is that people will definitely be talking about Laena's death for some time, dying at the hands of her own dragon, Vhagar. Attending the funeral from left to right, Luke, Rhaenyra, Jace, Laenor, Aegon, Alicent, Viserys, and Helaena. Aegon and Alicent are both wearing that Hightower green. We'll see the casket plummet into the ocean depths, and you can even make out another casket in the background. Now this is pretty cryptic, but it looks like jewelry, perhaps earrings that Rhaenys, the queen who never was, takes off. This might be after the funeral. The now riderless Vhagar outside of High Tide. We can tell because of this little bit of castle appearing over here and matching it with the wide shot we saw in episode 5. It looks like Vhagar has come back to the island along with the corpse of her former rider. And just to put things into scale, Vhagar is larger than this whole friggin' cliff.
If you are to be a strong queen, your subjects must fear you.
Now the subtitles don't tell us who says this. It sounds like Sir Criston, but let me know what you think. This is accompanied with a shot of Alicent on the royal Targaryen ship. Here's a shot of Rhaenyra, likely somewhere on Driftmark, considering she's wearing the same outfit that we'll see her in at the funeral. This necklace is quite prominent, and I can't help but wonder if she's made adjustments to her Valyrian steel necklace Daemon gave her in episode 1. Perhaps this is some sort of locket, and within it is that necklace. A dragon about to spew out flame. I'm going to guess it's Vhagar simply because this trailer tends to focus on him, and rightly so considering what's about to go down. Baela and Rhaena watch Vhagar before waking up Jace, saying that someone stole the dragon. The person they're referring to is none other than Aemond, who we learned last episode desperately wants a dragon. Why not claim the biggest one alive? In one of the previous trailers, we'll see Aemond along the sands of Driftmark claiming this she-beast, an event which triggers a truly disturbing sequence. In the book, Aemond is caught going after the beast by a 3-year-old Joffrey. Of course, it can't play out this way in the show because Joffrey was just born. Aemond knocks Joffrey down and claims Vhagar, but upon his return, Jace and Luke have come to their brother's defense and a fight breaks out. This culminates in Luke slashing Aemond across the face with a dagger, taking out Aemond's right eye. In one of the earlier trailers, we see an adult one-eyed Aemond. The preview here suggests a slightly altered set of events. It looks like one of Daemon's daughters is hurt, you can see some bruising here, so maybe one of the boys has come to her defense, which leads to Aemon's eye being cut out. Here in the throne room at High Tide, we can see a bloody-faced Luke being protected by Daemon, Rhaenyra, and Corlys. So this seems to be the aftermath of this fight. We get a close-up shot of the cat's paw dagger, which will come into play in a bit. Here in the Hall of Nine, we see Daemon taking out some sort of assassin. This is followed by Laenor defending himself from an attacker. If I were to take a guess, Laenor will die this episode. In the book, he's slain at the hands of Sir Carl Corey, who we met last episode, and there's a ton of speculation on how and why this occurred. Some say Sir Carl was jealous when Laenor found a new man, others that it was Daemon who paid Carl so he could get closer to Rhaenyra. He is recently single now, by the way. This murder, however, occurs in Spicetown near High Tide. I think this may be Spicetown where we see a cloaked figure. We know Daemon sure loves his hooded cloaks, and if you pause it at just the right moment, you can make out what appears to be white hair. Otherwise, I would have guessed it may have been one of Larys's henchmen. Alicent tells the others that there is a debt to be paid. We can make out a sullen Aegon II in the background. Alicent is wanting an eye for an eye. Since Luke took out Aemon's eye, she wants one of Luke's. I think this is Corlys and Rhaenys coming down the stairs to see what all the commotion is about. A brief shot of Jace getting punched by one of Alicent's kids, and take a look at this other body already on the ground. My guess is this is Luke. Daemon watches the action unfold as Rhaenyra protects her bloody son in the background. She calls the attack the highest of treasons. Jace and Luke, after all, are second and third in line to the throne after her. In the book, Aemon calls the boys Strongs, which is the same as saying they are bastards with no right of succession, and this is an act of treason. Otto here, notice that he has been reinstated as Hand of the King. I'm guessing this takes place at Driftmark around the time of the funeral, considering the blue on the fabric in the back. That no-good Larys has his eyes on Alicent. I'm sure he'll have something planned that she won't like at all. Vhagar flies through the sky. I wonder if this is Aemon's first flight with her. Alicent grabs the cat's paw dagger from the king's belt. In the book, the king denies her request for an eye for an eye, and Rhaenyra's family goes back to Dragonstone while Alicent's to King's Landing. There's no big attempted murder as seen here in the preview where Alicent lunges at Rhaenyra. Here's an interesting shot of Otto and who appears to be Aegon. He might be pissed at his grandson for venturing out so late. Another shot of Daemon attacking that intruder, a close-up shot of Otto with the Hand of the King pin, and Rhaenyra with a bloody hand. This looks really fresh and gushing, so it's probably from the aftermath of Alicent's attack. There is also a hand closely behind hers. I'm guessing this is Corlys's, as we've seen him behind her in this shot. The pace of this show has just been insane, which is making me question just where season 1 will end. We do know the king will die this season. I wonder if in the finale we'll see the beginning of the Dance of Dragons, essentially making the first 10 episodes a precursor to one of the bloodiest events in Westerosi history. So to wrap things up, it looks like we're going to see Laena's funeral, Aemon claiming Vhagar, potentially the death of Laenor, and Aemon's eye being plucked out. So just a typical, totally non-violent episode. Check out my episode 6 breakdown if you haven't taken a look at it, and make sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment on what you think will happen next. For more bad takes, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ThinkStoryYT. Until next time, remember,
I'm not dead!